Hey, what's going on everybody? Today is Tuesday, March 9th. It's definitely been a minute since I made a video just because of the good old tax season, but happy to be here today. My name is Ryan, I'm a CPA, and today I'm going to be talking about the changes of the PPP. But first, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already, and also smashing that like button. Alright, so the PPP is undergoing a lot of changes, and here's a quick summary of what's going on here. They are actually going to be prioritizing small businesses. They're going to be allowing people that have committed non-fraud related felonies to apply for them. They're going to allow people who are behind on student loans to apply for the PPP, and they're also going to be allowing more funding for sole proprietors, Schedule C filers, that kind of thing. So lots of good news here, and one piece of bad news, which I will share at the end of this video. The SBA has decided that they're going to prioritize smaller businesses for 2 weeks, and that 2 weeks actually started on February 24th, which was last week. So for these 2 weeks, banks are only supposed to be processing applications for businesses with under 20 employees. So that will give small businesses a better chance of getting a loan, not getting held to the back of the line by larger businesses. The SBA says that over 98% of small businesses consist of 20 employees or less, which is why they're doing this. Second is the felonies. So if you committed a felony and it's not fraud related, and you're the owner, at least a 20% owner or more of a business, then now you can actually qualify, your business can actually qualify for the PPP loan. And I think they're doing this because they're realizing a lot of small businesses may be owned by prior convicted felons, because it might be a little hard and a little difficult to get a job if you are convicted felons. So might as well start your own business. But then if your business is struggling, then you're no longer really contributing to that society. So that's why I think they are allowing this to happen now. And same thing with people who are behind on student loans, at least federal student loans, that used to not be allowed before, but due to this change, you can now apply and qualify for the PPP if you are behind on your student loans. Because same thing here, you might be behind because your business is not actually doing that well through the pandemic, and just because of that you don't qualify for the PPP anymore, and it's been actually a pretty decent help for many businesses. So that's the other main thing that they're changing. And one thing I forgot actually is they are allowing non-citizen owned businesses to apply for the PPP, whereas before you had to have been a US citizen. Alright, so one of the major changes, and probably what you are watching this video for, and I'm about a week late on this, so you probably know everything already, but might as well cover it. Just in case, sole proprietors, people who file their business taxes on the Schedule C, can now see much more money potentially than they could before. Because before, your PPP loan was based off of your Schedule C net income, which is your line 31, that's your revenues minus all your expenses, and you have line 31, that's your net income. Well, the problem is that a lot of small businesses show very little to maybe no net income, maybe negative, like a net loss, and those businesses will not get much of a PPP or anything at all. So that was the issue there. So now the SBA has decided to change the guidance, to change the calculation for Schedule C owners to apply with line 7 on the Schedule C, which is your gross profits. That's actually your revenue minus cost of goods sold. Okay? So this is before all your other operating expenses, and this is a huge deal because many businesses should be able to see much more funding now than they did before. Now, of course, if your business incurred revenue greater than $100,000, or at least gross profit greater than $100,000, then you will be capped at $100,000, just like every other owner operator. Okay, or just like every other person who incurs a salary, or just like before, you're capped at $100,000 gross profit in this calculation as well. Now, I've been hearing things a lot about how this only applies for Schedule C business owners who don't have employees. Well, that's simply not true, because you can use this calculation even if you have employees, and that calculation is a little different here. So to calculate your PPP loan amount if you have employees and you're a Schedule C filer, with this new calculation, you would take your line 7, and then you would subtract lines 14, 19, and 26 from your Schedule C. So you take your line 7, which is your gross profit, minus line 14, which is benefits, and and then minus line 19, which is pensions, and then line 26, which are wages. Okay, so there you have your gross profit minus benefits, pensions, and wages for your own calculation. That's for your sole owner calculation. Then you would take your wages, your benefits, your pensions, all that stuff, those expenses that you pay to your employees, and you would add that into the calculation as well. The reason we do this is to separate, each employee. So your own income, your own gross income would be the line 7 minus those 3 lines. Okay, and then now you have your other employees, which are those 3 lines basically. So separating them out, but also including them in the calculation altogether, and that's how you come up with your loan amount. Take the average monthly sum of those numbers, okay, multiply it by 2.5, that's your loan amount. If you're a restaurant, multiply it by 3.5. Pretty simple stuff there. Definitely, if you're confused, let me know in the comments, and we'll try to work something out with you, help you figure that out. But overall, the new application forms are pretty self-explanatory, and they have been released for sure. So another thing I've been seeing on the internet is that a lot of banks have not even implemented this new process, this new calculation yet. Okay, so some local banks here in Colorado started just this Monday, which was yesterday. They and this change has been out for about a week, so it took them a week to get that going. So just be patient. If you haven't applied yet and your bank hasn't rolled this out yet, then don't apply, because here comes the bad news for people who already applied or people who applied and received the loan. So if you have already applied and received the loan, then we can't retroactively go back and increase your PPP loan amounts. So yeah, if you receive the loan based on your line 31 calculation, there is, at least as I know of right now, and I've spoken to many of my lenders, is that there's no way to go back and retroactively get you more money. Like, you can't cancel your loan, you can't apply for more money, you are just done, okay? And that's super unfortunate, because I feel like they're penalizing people who were prompt, who were on top of it, who really needed the help, and now they don't get to use this new, more favorable calculation. There could be more changes. There might be more changes, to allow that to happen. We'll have to wait and see, but with everything going on right now, that wouldn't surprise me at all if they were to allow that to happen. So maybe just stay tuned if you already applied and received your loan. For those of you who are Schedule C filers, and then for those Schedule C filers who have not applied yet, make sure you wait until your bank, or whatever bank you choose, is using the new calculation, the new application form. So that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for joining me. Again, if you're new here, I would love it if you consider subscribing to my channel. And also, if you're not new here, thanks for coming back. I appreciate your support. And of course, if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like, share it with your friends and family, whoever you think might find it helpful. All right, so stay safe. I'll see you hopefully in a week, and take care for now.
Move for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and